Well, good morning. This is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred. Really glad you could join me today out here in the vegetable garden. You know, it's a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. It's even a low humidity day here. You know, it's almost the end of August here, and so, you know, it's nice to have a cool day to be able to do some of these videos. And so anyhow, today I thought I would go harvest some of these beautiful plum crimson tomatoes. So thanks for joining me today out here in the vegetable garden. So these plum crimson tomatoes are one of my favorite tomatoes out here in our Plant Smart Living gardens. You know, these plum tomatoes are great for making spaghetti sauces. You know, they have a nice thick flesh to them, nice meaty flesh. They're not real juicy, you know, like your mountain spring tomatoes, which are great for sandwiches, but these are really good for making sauces if you want to can or freeze some of your tomatoes. These are just excellent for that. And they weigh anywhere between 4 and 5 ounces, and so maybe we'll check these on the scale, see how much they weigh a little bit later on. So anyhow, follow me along and let's go harvest some of these beautiful tomatoes. So these plum crimson tomato plants are actually right here in front of me, and this raised bed here, it's 18 foot by 30 foot. Under the row cover there I have some of my broccoli growing, and then I have some mountain spring tomatoes, some Amish paste tomatoes, and then I have the plum crimson tomatoes right here. And then continuing over I have some of my green bell peppers, the King Arthur variety, and then some basil there in the front, and then also some of your classic eggplant. But these plum crimson tomatoes have just produced a beautiful harvest here. You can see they're just hanging there on the vine like gangbusters, ready to be picked and harvested. And you know, these are also great for making salsa or bruschetta. But again, they have a nice thick meaty flesh. Good morning, Bailey. How are you today? And so I have 2 rows here, and there are 6 plants in each row, and they just have really produced really nice tomatoes this year, and I'm going to be harvesting these now and start to can some of these. And I'm also going to freeze some of these just by putting them in a blender and putting them in a freezer bag. So let's start harvesting some of these beautiful tomatoes. And so I have these tomatoes growing under my black plastic too. You know, the black plastic keeps their feet warm, and it suppresses the weeds and also holds in the soil moisture. I also have this growing in, this is topsoil amended with some of my leaf compost. And so these also come off really nice and easy off the vine, which is another nice feature about these plum crimson tomatoes. But these are a determinate type tomato, which means it's a bush type, so they only get about 3 feet, maybe 42 inches tall at the most. And they pretty much all ripen about the same time, which makes them great for making sauces or for canning. You know, because your other variety is your indeterminate, and those will continue to produce tomatoes right up until the frost. And those tomatoes, you always need to have some sort of support for them, because they can get, you know, 8 to 14 feet long if you continue just to let them grow. But what's nice is these are nice big clusters of tomatoes here. And so it doesn't take long to get a lot of tomatoes. And I ended up buying these from Ray's Nursery nearby. They were $1.60 for a market pack of 6. And so for approximately 30 cents a plant, you know, think about how much money you can save. Or you can also start these indoors, you know, that's another option. Sometimes for me it's just easier for me to buy them. I do a lot of direct selling out in my garden with different plants. And so, yeah, these tomatoes are just, there's so many on one plant. Let's just take a look at these so you can see how beautiful they are. And so I'm just going to pick a few more here, and then maybe we'll go weigh 1 or 2 and see what the average weight is of these. And so let me encourage you to think about planting some of these plum crimson tomatoes in your garden. They're really great for canning purposes or sauces. They're also good for sandwiches. You know, I have used them in sandwiches. So let's go weigh one of these and see how much they weigh. So I'm over here at my workstation at the end of my garden, and I have my basket of tomatoes there. And my little digital scale. And so let's take one of these tomatoes here and put it on the scale. So you can see there that it weighs 4.8 ounces, and that's just one tomato. And so let's take this Tupperware container and start putting some tomatoes in there, and let me zero this out. And so let's just for fun start putting some tomatoes in here and see how much this is going to weigh. So I just put 20 tomatoes in there, and we're up to 5 pounds 1 ounce. And so you can just see how much tomatoes you can produce from, you know, a couple plants, and you save yourself a lot of money, and of course they're nice fresh organic tomatoes. And so yeah, we really love these plum crimson tomatoes in our garden. So anyhow, I just want to thank you for joining me today out here in the vegetable garden harvesting these beautiful plum crimson tomatoes. And if you have any questions or comments about this video, feel free to leave them in the section below. And also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so you can receive future videos. And you can also visit us at plantsmartliving.com. So anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful day today. So until next time, this is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred.